I mean, you've got to be a frickin' idiot. I mean, it is just common sense. Real estate is only as good as there are jobs.
I only own property in red states, like Arizona and Texas and things like that. The other thing about real estate is dependent upon jobs.
So in 1966, I'm 19 years old. I'm on this oil tanker, and I go, ¿Qué pasa? What is this black stuff? It's called oil. So why am I in Texas?
Texas tea.
Oil.
I would hate to be a retailer today. Well, that's what Amazon did. It absorbed anybody who came into it. So Amazon is now eating retail.
There's certain things the economy must have. It must have oil. You must have food. You must have water. You must have transportation. You must have a roof over your head. You don't need an iPad. You don't need an iPhone. But you better have a roof over your head.
See, I'm from Hawaii. I own zero property in Hawaii because they're a communist nation. I used to live in California. I own no property in California. I only own property in red states, like Arizona and Texas and things like that. The other thing about real estate is dependent upon jobs. So I don't have low income housing. When I buy real estate, like in San Antonio, Texas, I bought a huge 450 unit apartment house right next to a hospital chain. And as you know, hospitals are in high demand. So when I'm buying, I've got to make sure that it's a red state, not a communist state. And there's got to be a demand for what I call workforce housing, for all the nurses and the orderlies and all that next to a hospital. So when I'm buying real estate, I'm very cautious who my customers, like next to hospitals and another one's insurance companies, they'll always be in business. So I'm only buying property where there's jobs. So I'm very cautious about that. I'm just really fortunate. I was going to buy an office building not too far from my house. I'm glad I didn't buy it because it's empty today. Everybody's working from home. So sometimes some of the best deals I bought are the ones I didn't get. But everything's changing so fast. That's a very valid question you ask. But always remember this, real estate is dependent upon jobs. That's the most important thing.
All right, point taken, Robert, that real estate is linked to jobs. So what is your outlook on commercial real estate then? Because office buildings have taken a knock with people working from home. Still to be determined how the vaccine and then people returning to work at the office will impact all of that. But retail has also been hard hit, and that was happening even pre-pandemic. So is there a real estate sector that you would avoid?
Well, let's go back again to Amazon. Like I was talking about, Bitcoin will adapt to the environment and it'll absorb any competitor coming in. Well, that's what Amazon did. It absorbed anybody who came into it. So Amazon is now eating retail. So I would hate to be a retailer today, because you have to compete with Amazon, who's going to bring your prices down because they can deliver more for less. And the same as a hotel. I have one bad property. It's a hotel, but thank God it had 3 golf courses on it. So we sold off the golf courses and we're out. We got very lucky. And a real estate developer bought the golf courses to put condominiums on it. But the hotel would have eaten me alive. So I got lucky on that one too. So there are things like that happen, but that's why I like being an entrepreneur, is because you're always solving problems, if you know what I mean. Nothing goes as planned.
Before we continue, help us by smashing that YouTube like button and subscribe now to this channel. This shows the algorithm that you value the information, and it helps us spread this message. Sharing is caring. Please like and subscribe now. Thank you. And now, let's continue.
Robert, let's go ahead and talk about what everybody's probably wanting to hear, the Texas real estate market. Why are you here? Why are you invested in Texas when you can pretty much invest anywhere in the world?
Well, I'll make a short answer long. I started playing Monopoly as a kid. And I'll say it again, there's 4 asset classes. There's business, real estate, paper, which most people are in because they're gamblers, and commodities, oil, gas, gold, silver, cotton, wheat. So as a kid, I understood real estate, and I went to school in New York, and I went to the Merchant Marine Academy out at Kings Point. And the first assignment was to an oil tanker off the California coast. So in 1966, I'm 19 years old, I'm on this oil tanker. And I go, ¿Qué pasa? What is this black stuff? It's called oil. So why am I in Texas?
Texas tea.
Oil. I mean, you've got to be a frickin' idiot. I mean, it is just common sense. Real estate is only as good as there are jobs. And as long as Texas has oil, you will have jobs. Now, if Texas runs dry, you're in trouble.
Yes.
But I don't think that's going to happen. So when people ask me where I invest, I don't invest in Hawaii, because Hawaii ain't got any oil. I learned my lesson. I'm on this tanker going, we're not going to Hawaii. We're delivering oil to Hawaii. We're not exporting from Hawaii. So Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, I buy apartment houses next to oil wells. I mean, you don't have to go to Harvard to figure that one out. As long as you got oil wells or, something like that, real estate is always based upon jobs. If you have no jobs, real estate drops like a rock in value. So that's why I love Texas. We have properties in Houston, Dallas, lots of Oklahoma, Louisiana, and those wonderful, wonderful mixed, it's just fabulous stuff. And they keep burning that stuff. They just keep burning. And every time they have plastic, these plastic water jugs, whatever they are, that's oil. The plastic in your car is oil. Rubber in your car is oil. Everywhere there's oil. So as long as people will use oil, there's an economy and there are jobs. It's like, look at Manhattan right now. Everybody's laying everybody off. Suddenly, Manhattan real estate is dropping in value. Why is that? Because there's no jobs. So always remember this. It's always about jobs. And then if you have oil, you'll always have jobs. It's not rocket science.
If the European economy does collapse, which you're just saying it's a matter of time, the U.S. economy, is real estate still a safe haven? Is it still something that people should be investing in?
Yeah, it's a valid question because I'm not investing in real estate. I'm investing in housing. Okay, there's certain things the economy must have. It must have oil. You must have food. You must have water. You must have transportation. You must have a roof over your head. You don't need an iPad. You don't need an iPhone. But you better have a roof over your head. And so this may sound cruel, but if you ever try to evict somebody, man, they fight like dogs.
It's not easy.
They don't want to lose that roof over their head.
Yeah.
So when you look at a person's personal financial statement, there's income, expense, asset, liability. First line expense for most people is taxes. If you don't pay that, they throw you in the streets anyway. The second line on that is housing. So it could be a rented, it could be a mortgage. So housing is an important, essential part of survival today.
What to do in such a situation? Inform yourself and keep your financial education strong. We from the Compact Group offer our loyal subscribers a free educational portal with first-hand monetary, financial, and economic knowledge. Enter our invite-only Insider Club by clicking the link below. You will get access to first-class information far earlier than the rest. We have prepared a special deal for all our members where you can access a giant pool of Robert Kiyosaki's financial wisdom for just $1. To find out more, simply click the link below and join our Insider Club absolutely free. But there is more you can and should do. Build up several streams of income. More and more people realize that they have to take their future in their own hands, but they don't know how and where to start. We from Compact offer our Insider Club members unique opportunities. Strengthen your financial muscle and get the edge. Click the link below. Become part of our free Insider Club. No financial obligations. But there's one important thing you have to know. You have to become active. So do it now. Become active and see you on the other side.